As you can see, we're busy tinkering on things this morning, getting all the equipment loaded up, got the chainsaw fueled up, bar oil, and the saw blade sharpened. We've got just a little bit of trimming to do down by the cabin by the pond. We've also got just one more bed we're going to cover with fabric. We're going to try to get both those knocked out today so that we are finished with all that kind of stuff. But we got things to do, so let's stop talking and let's get this thing rolling. Let's go to work. See if this brush can slow that water down at all. I would really love to cut that limb, but I am not willing to back the side-by-side down here and stand up in the back of it. Whew, it is warm down here. That one's just going to have to be there. As usual, I got carried away. I had planned on coming down here and spending just a few minutes and cutting just a few low-hanging limbs. I wound up going almost back to the fence line that direction. And boy, we cut down a lot of brush that was, after you get to looking at it, it just needs to get out of there. So it's just work, just stuff that needed to be done. We need to get working on that last bed to put fabric down. I'm about ready to plan out that garden, so I want it to be ready to go when I get the plants. We'll get started on that. Time to do a little more work. Almost like the wind's working with me. Nope, 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 don't do that. I would guess that's not how the pros put down fabric, but it's going to be how we do it. The wind has been blowing But it did not gust until I got that second piece of plastic on the ground. As soon as I did, away she went. This is the final bed we're going to cover. You can probably tell why I say that with somewhat joy. It's going to be what it's going to be. Tomatoes in here, probably a couple of bell peppers, and maybe some hot peppers. And that's it. Everything else will be moved over to this bedded garden. Again, I'm really glad this is over with, and I probably won't ever do it again. Or I may just never take it up. Maybe just leave it in here. Man, I'll tell you, it is definitely warming up out here. So with that, we're going to call it an afternoon. We're cutting it off here. If it was just a touch warmer, I'd go jump in the pool, but it's not quite there yet. Everybody have a great rest of the day. We'll maybe see you tomorrow when we got a couple of other things on our mind to take care of. Have a great night. See you then. We have the tractor out this morning to do a little work, but we have a little problem. Those two studs are just simply snapped off. That one and that one. I don't get it. The wheel is definitely, well, I think if we just put her back down and loosen these up, maybe we can tighten the remaining four down and make sure that wheel doesn't come loose. We'll just try to drive those studs out and replace them. Let's get the front end down on the ground. That's pretty tight. Sure that hub is tight too. All right, let's check the other one. One thing I did notice here was this wheel locking nut is what I would call it. This big nut on the outside was just maybe a tiny bit loose. Maybe it allowed the rim to flex a little bit and put pressure on these two lugs that broke off. I think I'll go try to find something to see how hard it is to punch those studs out. I know I can replace them. I've tried to replace two loose ones on the other side, so let's go work on that. Okay, let's get in here with the big screwdriver and see what happens. I kind of doubt that anything's going to happen. Nope. I think those are in there really, really tight. I'm probably going to have to get a much bigger punch. Probably maybe I may have to drill a hole, these two broken studs, hit it with the big hammer and see if I can move them out. They are certainly in there, and they're supposed to be pulled in with those little threads on the outside of it to kind of lock them. But we may hit them a couple more times. Let's see what happens. But I think they're going to be a problem to get out. Tractors, you have to love them. They're always fun to work on. We'll get it resolved, but this wheel is now tight. Again, this locking nut, I think that might have been the problem. We'll have to pay closer attention to that. Let's give it one or two more whacks and see what happens. One thing I don't want to happen is I don't want to hit my knuckles or thumb with this thing. Nope. Okay, that's going to call for a lot more work. I think we can drive it for right now, the little project I want to do. I just want to haul something with the trailer. I think we're good there, but we'll put off bush hogging or any more disking or plowing until we get this better taken care of. All right, let's go haul away some limbs and we'll contemplate how to fix the tractor. We are back out in the garden after a low of 45 last night. If you remember from the videos last week, it was in the 80s and it got really warm, but we dropped down to about 45 last night after picking up an inch of rain on Sunday. Desperately needed the rain, happy to have it. The garden is a little bit wet. We're going to try to make a couple of beds down here. We are not going to cover them because that's over. I'm done. No more covering. Let's try to knock out these beds and see what happens from there. We have plenty of rocks. This good looking dirt here, black. I don't know why it holds water. I think there's a lot of clay underneath it. And this bed or this garden drains this way and it just sits here in a hole. So we'll make the bed, get it up out of that low spot, see what happens. All right, that one looks pretty good. I think it'll work. I'm going to put another one just on the other side. Have two beds down here. We have two good beds here. They're wide enough apart. We're going to put our, what I call green leafy plants in here. Cabbage, spinach, and whatever else maybe we can put in here. If we need to make another bed, we got plenty of room. Because in the back of this bed, it's nice and sandy. It drains really, really well. You have to keep water on that end, but it's good for melons, watermelons, and cantaloupe. I've grown both here, so this garden plot is going to have nothing in it but these green leafy vegetables, melons back there. All right, we're in a good spot here. Okay, I really like these beds. They're going to do fine here in this end. Should cut down on the standing water. Now we're going to go up to the barn that's just up the way there. I'm going to show you the plants that I bought this weekend, anticipating being able to plant. Let's run up there. I want to show everyone, these are some of our pecans that we got this year. They are really good pecans. They're very sweet and crisp, so it's good to have these to snack on while you're out messing around in the yard. Okay, let's look at the plants. I think I showed you these just briefly earlier, but I want to go into it a little more in depth of what we picked up this week to put in the gardens. I probably overdid it a great deal again. We have zucchini plants. I think there are 4 of those in here. We have an awful lot of eggplant. This is the Black Beauty. We're going to get some of the Japanese eggplant as well and mix them in. They just didn't have them where I shopped this weekend. I bought this oak leaf hydrangea just because we don't have any oak leaves on the property and I very much like them, so we picked that one up. This is going to be my last shot at a blueberry tree. They make them look so good. And they sound like it's really easy. I've probably put 20 of these things in the ground and nothing's ever happened. So last one. It'll either work or I'll be out of the blueberry planting business. Got sweet banana pepper. I've got a hot pepper. And I've got 2 bell peppers in this tray right here. We've got, of course, we have to have crookneck squash. That's just plain old yellow crookneck. We got 4 of those. I have just plain old green zucchini. Then here, I'm going to try in one of our beds sweet potatoes. I think you can plant them in the early spring and they should be okay. We're going to find out. And I'll have to check on the moisture, how they live in kind of damp soil. It may need to be in a bed up here that's a little drier, but I'd love for them to go down in that bed that keeps a little moisture in it. As far as tomatoes, we have Better Boys and Big Boys. We have a combination of 12, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, excuse me. We have 10 tomatoes we're going to put in the ground. We'll probably have to go buy another set for the far down big garden. These will all go up here in the close by gardens. I'll just have to plant what I have, see where my gaps are, how my layout is. I'm not real good at just planting the whole garden out to begin with. I kind of lose track of the spacing I need, and I don't want to buy too much. So I typically make 2 trips to buy plants. This year, we're going to plant beets, which I've never done before, and we're going to plant onions this year. So those 2 things. Here's our cabbage that we're going to plant in that bed we just finished up. We've got assorted beans. We've got okra. Here's our okra, what's remaining of it. We've got purple hull peas that we'll put out. We may just sow the purple hull peas down in one of the far gardens because we'll sow them if they come up fine. If they don't, I'm not hauling water to them. They'll be okay. This is the remnants of our sweet corn from last year. We're going to need a lot more than that. And this is the remainder of our field corn. I think it's enough with another little container I've got to finish off our field corn plot in the pasture. There's only 7 rows, so I think that'll work. And with that, I think we're probably going to call it for today. I'm going to say it's a wrap here because we're going to run around now and pick up parts for that tractor. We'll run up to the local Napa store and see if they can give us some advice on how to fix it. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Knocking everything off.